And Gucci to you all today. You may be Mr. Dynasty here. So for the second video today, we're going to be reacting to the newest death battle, Heihachi Mishima versus Geese Howard. So this is Tekken versus King of Fighters. I know nothing about these two characters. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, let's just get right into the video right after the intro. Okay. Well, let's go. Bum 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 bum.
Dun, dun. Heihachi Mishima, billionaire megalomaniac behind the king of the Iron Fist.
And Geese Howard, karate kingpin behind the King of Fighters.
These two ruthless businessmen are as talented at martial arts
as they are terrible at being dads. But whose fury will prove the most fatal? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Versus Heihachi.
The Mishima Zaibatsu is a multinational conglomerate so powerful it can field armies massive enough to conduct world wars. Its leader is the enigmatic martial arts master Heihachi Mishima. His goal? World domination.
This dude treats male pattern baldness like an extreme sport. He taught his super intelligent bear best friend karate, and if he doesn't like you, he'll strap you to a rocket ship and launch you into space. He's like a kung fu Wolverine Elon Musk.
Well, he sure is something, all right.
The words you're looking for here are ruthless and bastard, Wiz. Heihachi didn't like how his dad, Jinpachi, who looks like the Charizard to his Charmeleon, was running the family business. So he locked him in a basement to die and get possessed by a demon.
Heihachi built the Mishima Zaibatsu into the largest military developer in the world. And believe it or not, he's also a family man with a wife and child.
Sucks he had to kill his new baby mama with his bare hands after she got possessed by a demon too. A different demon.
This was the Devil Gene, and it would prove to be Heihachi's greatest adversary for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Fearing his son Kazuya had inherited this gene and its terrifying demonic power, he did what any loving, supportive father would do.
Toss his bitch ass off a cliff. If he climbed back up, it meant he was a devil. If he didn't, that meant he was A-OK. Except for being dead.
Which is basically what medieval peasants did to witches. The Mishima are old-fashioned. Now truly alone, without love or family holding him back, Heihachi could focus on one thing: power.
And not just the kind that lets you finance a satellite in order to kick family members you don't like out of it, but the punchy, kicky kind too.
Heihachi is a practitioner of Mishima-style fighting karate, based on real-life Goju Ryu, also known as hard, soft style.
Oh, that's too easy, even for me, Wiz. Goju Ryu combines hard-striking kicks and punches with open-hand circular techniques for grapples, takedowns, and throws.
Heihachi's fighting style is aggression personified, with such techniques as the Dragon Uppercut, Slash Punch Combo, and Demon Scissors.
And if he really wanted to, he could impale you on one of his hair horns. Maybe.
Heihachi has even mastered the use of ki, or spirit energy, to manifest lightning, like in his classic Electric Wind God Fist. His ki can even enhance his physicality to frankly absurd levels.
Like the time he caught a bullet in his mouth. I'd say that's crazy, but he did the same thing to a tomahawk before shattering it with his teeth. How much of that blade did he swallow? Dude must have gave his beehole braces.
Or the time he got dogpiled by a bunch of Russian androids called Jacks, which all self-destructed, annihilating the temple he was in.
Yeah, he got up a bit later, infuriated, I'm sure, by the world's audacity to declare him dead from such a paltry wound.
Other Jack models were strong enough to destroy a 6-mile-wide apocalyptic asteroid and survive being blasted by a satellite laser.
By taking a look at the size of the blast compared to the height of the clouds, this laser was packing around 1.6 megatons of TNT, and Heihachi can tear through the newest Jack models like that hatchet must have tore through his
Boomstick!
Can't stop thinking about it, Wiz. Either end that's coming out of, it's not gonna be good.
After decades of dominance, Heihachi finally hosted the King of Iron Fist tournament.
And who should show up to the fight but his son Kazuya for the salty runback, all grown up and definitely not dead by Cliff. Oh man, what I wouldn't give to beat the shit out of my dad and toss his ass off a cliff. Probably what Elon Musk's son will do after he finds out what his dad named him. That. Man, he and Heihachi are kinda similar. He launches rockets, he's super rich and weird, and I don't even want to think about Heihachi with a Twitter account.
Well, except for the whole martial arts thing. Musk is just some pasty lazy.
I did Taekwondo, I did Karate, Kyokushinkai.
Oh man, he's been Heihachi all along! And that means his son is Kazuya! Someone keep their eye on him in case he throws him off a cliff! But hey, Muskie, if you ever host a King of Iron Tesla tournament, give me a call.
Despite his humiliating defeat, Heihachi returned to battle his son once again, and this time tossed him into a volcano. These people really have a fetish for this one particular kind of execution, especially considering it never works.
Beating his son ain't too shabby, considering Kaz is one of the strongest fighters in the entire world, even without the devil gene, which, surprise, turns him into a goddamn demon. He can fire laser beams fast enough to hit a satellite in a fraction of a second. And yes, this is the same satellite we keep bringing up.
Measuring how far Kazuya was from the satellite, his forehead laser would have to be moving at just over 1% the speed of light.
And the Hatchmeister was fast enough to intercept this same beam in order to save Kazuya's life from his evil devil self. Maybe he had a change of heart. Oh no, okay. Or I could be wrong. Not after that. Man, they really hate each other. Even Heihachi's grandson Jin got in on the action. 3 generations of Mishima men bonding over throwing each other off cliffs.
After living a life consumed by hatred, the drive for power, and that, Heihachi reunited with Kazuya for one last battle to the death and shed a single tear at his son's complete transformation into a monster.
Oh, he did care. Maybe all of that crazy Bond villain bluster was just a facade for the heartbreak he suffered at destroying his own family and creating a cycle of violence, as so many fathers have before him. Dad.
He fought Kazuya as he lived, a man. No cyborg enhancements, no devil gene, no whatever Yoshimitsu is. Heihachi fought his literal demons with nothing more than his stubborn, egomaniacal refusal to give up until he could stand no longer.
Those who live by the volcano die by the volcano. Well, at least until he magically comes back in the next game. And when he does, he'll be determined as always to rule the world with a Tekken.
Don't you mean Iron Fist? Oh, god damn it, Boomstick.
Now, Geese howl.
Welcome to the sun-drenched streets of Southtown, USA. Should you ever find yourself there on vacation, you can rest easy knowing the Howard Connection Protection Agency will keep you safe from the clutches of the local mafia.
Until you realize the Howard Connection is the mafia. Top-tier business model they got there.
And in control of both stands the legendary Geese Howard.
Okay, Wiz, that was all sounding pretty badass until you said his name was Geese. What kind of dork is named after a waterfowl? The only worst name I could think of would be Swan. His absentee dad may be an Austrian terrorist, but the only thing he's blowing up is his son's future.
After Geese's mother succumbed to an illness they were too poor to treat, 15-year-old Geese tracked his father down to kill him.
Before getting completely wrecked by his half-brother Krauser, who was 9 years old. Oof! Now the ultimate scrub lord, he's found the martial arts master Tung Fu Ru to gain ultimate power and take revenge.
Geese fights with a combination of the deep, strong stances and hard-hitting combos of karate, the quick, deadly blows of kickboxing, and his primary style, Aiki Jutsu.
Translating to hard soft, which again, all too easy. Aiki Jutsu is all about throws, counters, and locks. It focuses on using opponents' weight against them, kinda like its descendant Aikido. And you can't forget the shit-eating catchphrases. But what Geese was really there to learn was hippopotamus.
Jesus. With Hakyoku Seiken, Geese can absorb life energy, or chi, from the Earth itself and mold powerful energy blasts.
His Rapukin rockets across the ground like a buzzsaw, while Raging Storm is a massive fanged geyser that'll devastate anyone nearby.
He can imbue these attacks with lightning called down from the heavens, or enhance his strength and speed to perform blindingly fast combos like Deadly Rave and Rashomon.
Wait just a goddamn second, Wiz. Did Geese just throw that poor man straight into the air and then patty cake his nuts on the way back down? That is pure evil.
Geese's master felt the same way, sensing his pupil's darker intentions. So instead of entrusting the dojo's most secret of scrolls to Geese, he gave them to his other student, Jeff.
God damn it, Jeff. I hate him as much as Geese does. Kind of name is Jeff. Jeff.
Infuriated, Geese left Tongue School to take over Southtown's existing criminal empire and install himself as the city's new crime lord.
Who, for some reason, demands to dress up in karate gi at all times.
Well, Geese's appreciation for Japanese martial arts extends to the culture as a whole. Music, architecture...
He's a weeb, like a buff otaku Vito Corleone. Who do you think his waifu is? Himself? Ooh, I probably would too.
I don't know, I appreciate Geese's tenacity and business acumen. It reminds me of me. Inventing reality-bending weaponry for black markets around the globe has done my checkings account pretty well. Like my Cyber Goose.
Mecha Goose Howard? Oh, please, Wiz, I've seen your student loans from Mad Scientist U. It's a sideways 8 next to a smiling turd emoji. I hear they sell self-respect next to the dollar pizza place you like so much.
Despite being a badass crime lord, Geese was still plagued by inadequacy. So he took out his anger on the lamest person he knew, Jeff.
And he did it in front of his kids. I'm sure that'll turn out well in a decade or two. Wow, this guy has got to be the pettiest bitch in all of Southtown. Next to Jeff.
Oh, you think that's bad? How about when Geese had a son and left him and his mother in poverty? And when that son asked for help paying for his mom's illness, Geese ignored him.
Wow, without a hint of irony. After successfully conquering Southtown, Geese hosted the King of Fighters martial arts tournament in order to solidify his position as the strongest fighter around.
Which he basically was. Geese is powerful enough to obliterate entire swaths of forest with his chi and defeat the reality warping entity Verse, who could create a hurricane the size of a stadium.
Even Takuma, one of Geese's subordinates, was strong enough to redirect a blast from the Zero Cannon, a city-annihilating satellite laser.
Considering the laser was intended to eradicate Southtown, which is a fictional stand-in for real-life South Miami, the blast would have to have a yield of around 1.7 megatons.
And judging by how fast it reached the Earth's surface, it must have been moving at over 2% the speed of light, and Takuma's fodder compared to Geese.
Seemingly unbeatable, Geese was finally confronted by Terry Bogard, the son of the man he murdered years before. You know, Jeff.
Now that man has great taste in hats. After one of the fiercest battles ever witnessed, Terry defeated Geese and threw him from the top of Geese Tower to his death. Until he came back, so Terry threw him off it again. You can't keep a good goose down.
Whether it be manipulating future events from the shadows or demonstrating his magnificent power in front of the whole world, Geese's tenacity will always strive to crown him the King of Fighters.
Stay down, maggot.
Damn.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
I'm gonna go with Heihachi just because.
Welcome to the final match of
He
the
sounds like
international collaboration between the Iron Fist and King of Fighters tournaments. The
Geese
prize,
sounds like a dick.
Sole ownership of both the Mishima Zaibatsu and the Howard Connection. Oh, flagrant disregard of antitrust laws, but okay, let's go to our fighters. Heihachi
Ringmaster.
Mishima! And his opponent, Geese Howard!
愚かなやつめ。犬覚悟はできてるか？ Mishima, you're not now, big Geese.
Fight!
Let's go then!
There's the fight again.
I will stand my hands, reach your blood, old man.
Why does he sound like Goldar?
Hadouken! Double Hadouken! Too easy.
Come on, Heihachi. Good job.
You cannot escape from death! 共に地獄行きだ!
Damn.
偽物は終わりじゃ。
KO! Better break out the soy sauce for Geese, because this goose was cooked.
Both fighters had the brutal tenacity and martial arts mastery to push each other to the limit, but Heihachi just had the greater limits to push.
Sorry, Wiz, this one was obvious. One of them throws people off cliffs, the other has people throw him off cliffs. Kind of a no-duh.
It was not a no duh. In fact, Geese's wider variety of chi techniques were able to keep Heihachi at a distance, and his ability to draw chi from the earth meant he could spam them for as long as he wanted.
But Heihachi has had plenty of experience with projectile spammers like Kazuya, whose lasers are fast enough to reach outer space in seconds. He'd have no trouble getting in close.
Heihachi's decades of combat training over Geese also allowed him to learn and adapt to his Aikijutsu. He's even defeated Aikido masters like Nina Williams before, so it wasn't entirely new to him.
Ultimately, it came down to who was stronger, faster, and tougher. Both scaled to characters like Jack and Takuma, who survived satellite lasers nearly equal to each other.
But both feats were performed pretty casually by weaker characters, so what could they do at their best? For Geese, let's look at his fight with Verse, who created that hurricane.
By measuring its size compared to the stadium to get the mass of the clouds, making a storm that big would take about 1.8 gigatons of TNT, about 1,000 times more powerful than the Zero Cannon that could destroy Southtown.
But we're not done. One single Jack unit was able to destroy a 6-mile-wide asteroid heading toward Earth. Estimating its volume and density, the energy it would take to violently fragment it is nearly 8 gigatons of TNT, over 4 times more powerful than Versus Hurricane.
And Heihachi can tear through Jacks like nothing, which is crazy because that satellite laser it reacted to was moving at about 4% the speed of light, twice as fast as the Zero Cannon and Geese's best.
Geese was a clever, ruthless opponent, but Heihachi's power, experience, and sheer bull-headed stubbornness allowed him to walk away the victor.
Man, this fight was so intense, it almost made me shit my pants.
The winner is Heihachi Mishima. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, we'll be jumping into the next matchup next week. But you can always get more Death Battle right now by clicking one of those boxes right over there, and by downloading the battle music linked in the description.
Next. Wait. Mikasa. I figured. Okay. That's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, this was honestly pretty good, but the results were very predictable though. What Boomstick said right there was true. One spent time throwing others off a cliff, the other one spent getting thrown off a cliff. Like, yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, but this one was pretty entertainingly fun. So, What else can I say here? I have no idea what else to say. Or I guess you could say Geese couldn't quack his way to victory. Get it? No? Fine. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Want to watch the link description down below. As usual, I'm your name, Mr. Nancy. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, see ya.